Just call you by your gadget all night. All right, so the first thing we're going to work with, guys, is thermal imaging. So can everybody see me in that camera? I should be red, orange, and yellow. It's very exciting because we actually caught 2 shadow people on this guy last night. If you want, I'll show you all the video later, or you could just go to the Facebook page and you can see it there because I did post it. It was very exciting. So this is going to fluctuate based on whatever's inside the screen. Okay, so I'm going to take me out of the picture, and now it's going to fluctuate over to the trees above me that should be now red, orange, and yellow. Before they were blue and black. Does that make sense to everybody? So what are we looking for in this guy? We are looking for, I have it set up to white, hot, black, cold. So we're looking for those very dark blue and black spots to actually move intelligently. What did we catch last night? We caught 2 people going this way that were red and orange. And then about 20 seconds later, we caught 2 blackheads coming this way. So there was a point of reference at all times. So very cool video. It was a great catch. I was really excited about it, and so was the group that I had last night once I texted them this morning, like, you have to see this. So, again, with this guy, it's also recording. So you're going to have this full 90-minute video. If it takes a little bit longer, it takes a little bit longer. I'm not the 90-minute guy, and we stop. But it's also recording audio, so we're going to have 2 points of audio. We got mine, which stays on me, and I'll point out why later, and then we're going to have this guy, and we're going to go to Bing on this one. So you're going to hold that horizontal all night long, and I'm more interested in what you have to say throughout the night. Yeah, it's right here on the edge.
Gotcha.
It's a cell phone attachment. So do you see the red square on there?
Yeah.
That means it's recording. If you hit that, hit it again, because it'll turn to a circle.
Okay.
Make it a square again, and let me know, because then I'll have to splice 2 videos together, and then everybody has to wait for me to splice those together, so you'll be the jerk of the group.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'm gonna find something.
Okay. See, it's not so bad after all, is it?
Goodness.
Oh my god, look at his glasses. What kind of monster's that?
On it. Alright, spirit boxes. Ghost hunting show fans, where are you? I know there's a couple of you.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so ghost hunting shows use spirit boxes all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one works pretty much the same way. Sweeps through all your FM stations. It's going to go through in a very, very fast motion. What this one is so different is I actually have it slowed down a little bit. On your TV shows, you're actually going to, they have it set so fast that they're going to Bulldog. They overpaid and they're not going to have fun. So did I say that out loud? I hope Bulldog listens to my stuff. I really do. So this one is slowed down because theirs is set so fast that all they get is disembodied voices. Those are just spirit coming through over top of the staff. I have it slowed down so we can actually hear radio chatter. What does that mean for us? That means that we're going to hear DJs, we're going to hear commercials, song lyrics. In the event, in between those very fast static noises, you can make out what it's actually saying to us. That's what we want to know. It could possibly be a message. In fact, it's probably a good 70 to 80% chance that it's going to mean something to one of you guys, to me, the tour, or whatever location we're at, of the history I told you. The cool thing about this one in particular is it's going to record the entire radio suite for us. I just turned it on, and I did that for an audio marker so I know when to go through things. It's not going to record any of us. It's not going to record the questions we're asking. It's just going to record that nice radio suite all the way across, even when it's on mute. So even when it's turned down, it's recording right now, just so you guys know. It's already started. So I'm going to turn it up so everybody kind of gets a gist of it. I'm looking to see where all like the confusion of who doesn't understand. So it's going through all the radio stations. If I hear something, I'll say what I heard.
You watch that on TV?
A little bit.
She's like, I'll take it. At the very top of the volume.
He's locking that. It's not so bad after all, is it?
I be recording myself all the time. Like, yo, what up?
Welcome to my vlog.
I'm talking, you want to keep it down, and there'll be a time where I say spirit boxes up.
Okay.
But it's already recording for us in case we get something from this haunted location. Let's stay on spirit boxes. It's funny enough, my daughter packed the bag because I had to grab another bag for last night so my wife could sew the patches on. So I can't find it. She's 14 and doesn't know how to pack a bag.
Well, they got a mag.
It's nice.
Alright. record. So I definitely put 2 people on this guy because I want them to kind of verify. The problem with this one is you cannot control the volume. So on the back here is a button, on and off. That's all you need to worry about. If it's too loud for certain horses that we're going to be nearby, I'll ask that you pop the front. And that speaker moves however you want it to move.
Okay. Did you say certain horses?
Yeah.
Horses?
We're going to go near some horses today that don't like that one because it's a little too loud.
Oh, okay.
So I'll explain when we get there. Trust
Well,
me.
I'm not afraid of them. I just didn't. I couldn't
I
hear
ain't
you.
afraid of no ghost.
Who is a little worried about ghosts? This one?
This
Maggie?
one.
Yes.
Okay.
Reagan.
Oh, Reagan.
Reagan's scared.
Are you scared for real? Okay.
She'll be alright.
EMF meters. They use this particular model on your TV shows for a specific reason because it's very sensitive and it measures all 3 different types of electromagnetic fields. It's our most active tool. It's usually our first indicator that something is actually happening around us, and we try to debunk it ahead of time. So, it measures 3 different types. They never actually explain that to you on your ghost hunting shows. So, there are 3 types. The first one is natural. It comes from the earth. That's why it's green right now. It doesn't mean anything. The second one gives us a pulse. That's from man-made objects, cell phones, wiring, buildings, those kind of things. Electricians actually use this type of unit, but it's not this one because it's too sensitive. When it goes crazy, I need you to speak up because then we're going to try to debunk what's actually going on with it. So, it doesn't make any noise, it doesn't vibrate. So when it starts lighting,
The red
we're
light.
looking for those lights to go crazy. Can you handle that?
It's the table's ready to Outback. It'll light up. It'll light up like a.
What did you get again?
If you just
got none. Oh.
Let's go back to the thermal imaging for a second because I don't want to give us any false positives. I have to debunk everything. Okay, so we're going to debunk temperatures with 2 different types of thermometers. So, this first one, we all know what this guy is, right? Surface temp.
Yeah.
It's only going to measure where the red dot lands. That's it. So I don't know what the temperature is between the gun and the red dot. That's where this guy comes in. So let's say Bing over here. Normally, I call them Skeptic, so
There we go.
you're lucky I gave you a different nickname. He says, hey Nick, there's a blue spot right there on the building. Everything else around it is red and orange. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way across, make sure that the building is the same temperature. And if it is, now I know that the blue spot is between Bing and the wall.
Uh-oh.
Does that make sense? So then I'm going to use this guy with the probe at the top to actually measure the ambient temperature in between and try to find where that cold spot is. This is our most active tool, but this guy actually helps verify some of the surface temperatures that you're actually going to find.
Gotcha.
So you're going to help him out with that. Because you're a little scared too, and he doesn't believe in anything. So you guys are going to be the team.
Alright.
I only use vlogging there.
My name's David Dobrik.
How do you work this?
You just pull the trigger. There you go.
We'll go over each one specifically. So, guys, our first location is really a practice spot. It is haunted, don't get me wrong. It does give us activity, but there's not a whole lot of history there. So it's really a chance for me to bounce around with each one of you individually or in pairs, or if you guys have a paired device, for me to actually answer any questions, give you a couple of tips, and show you what I would actually look for. So this is the neuralizer for Men in Black. I need everybody to stare right there. Wow, you guys got it. Good job. It's actually a grid pen.
Oh.
This helps us see things that we can't see with the naked eye. Okay, so you guys can only see my hand in between. Does that kind of make sense to everybody? So if something passes by it, it's going to be very quick. It's going to go out of the peripheral vision of your eye. These are lasers. I don't hand these to kids, ever.
Connor.
Get me in a lot of trouble. Could get me arrested. So, we keep these pointed down. Yeah, see them all giggling? Uh-huh. We keep this guy pointed straight down, and it's actually meant to be set up in a room with a camera, and it just watches it. So if something actually passes by in a nice still motion, then we obviously have caught something. So this one is going to go to you. Lucky you, right?
Yeah. You get the light. Look.
This one actually gives us red squares. Why do I use red squares and green dots? So let's say I actually capture something on video right in between here. I can then put that image into 3D software, and then we have a full view of the apparition that we actually caught. Now, I haven't caught anything with this guy yet. It's relatively new to the tour, so I've only had it a few months. I have caught things with the green one, just not this guy. So, you're going to be in charge of both of these.
Oh, boy.
Lucky you. Don't cross the streams. You'll get dizzy.
Oh Lord. You got 2 types of ladies.
Shoot somebody with this one, and she said, and talking to this thing.
Okay.
Now you're supposed to shoot somebody with something else.
Yeah, it's like, pew. Hello. You're there.
Alright. Last but not least, you are going to take pictures. A lot of these are going to
She can
come
do that.
of the grids. The rule of thumb is none of the people along the wall can be in the picture. There's also no flash on purpose. Reason why is if she takes pictures of buildings that have windows and we get a flash back, my wife does all of the photography and graphic design work for Stories in a Cemetery. That's a lot of lights for her to analyze. I want natural pictures. I want those orbs. I want the shadow people. That's what I'm looking for. I want the weird things showing up in the grid. He might miss something, so I need you to take a ton of pictures of that. It does happen. So, you are in charge of pictures. Now, here's what I'm going to say, because we are a little off balance with the groups. Geez, I gave you guys 2 spare. I usually say try to keep the devices within your party, so to speak. So we're definitely going to help you guys out on your spirit box, and I'm going to be working with you guys specifically, also with you guys. You seem like you're pretty hip to this. You've nodded your head to a lot of stuff. So,
I've done a couple of these. Not
Okay.
at tours, but with the devices.
okay. All right. So, again, with your big party, if you guys want to intermingle, just let me know who gets what. Is that fair? Because I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
You don't get anything. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys can hand her a grid pen or swap cameras or whatever. All right, so we start here for a reason. This place is haunted.
Oh
Of course
Lord.
it is. Why else would we start here? This place used to be called Big John's. It's locked.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, there's a back button right here.
Okay.
My daughter usually sets that up ahead of time, but she must have forgotten. So, Big John's was a bar, obviously. It was named after a football player. I know I just told you I'm not a sports fan, but I had to memorize all this stuff, so we had a really cool story to tell at the beginning. But Big John played for the 1947 New York Giants. He used to sit in the back of the bar. He's from Charleston. He's buried here somewhere. I don't know where. Not in the bar. But he used to nod off to the bartender if the cadets were of age or not. So one night, 2 guys come in, and he tells the bartender, cut them off. They're not legal age. So the 2 guys get mad. They leave. They come back the next night, and they try to steal the register from the front of the bar. Big John pulls out his gun. He shoots. He kills. The bullet ricochets and lands in the wall. The bullet hole is still here. It's not the ghost of the dead guy that haunts the place. It's the paranormal activity that comes out of that bullet hole. Here's why I tell you this. The people that sit at the front of this place at times will get a little dizzy, queasy, not feeling it. If any of you are feeling any of those things, the slightest headache, I need to know. I've had people drop, pass out on cooler nights than this, and witches usually look at me and say, I can't go any further, because their psyche is a little bit more sensitive than what we are. I'm not claiming to be psychic or medium, which is why I'm giving you guys all electronic devices and not dowsing rods and tarot cards. Does that make sense to everybody? The first time somebody passed out, I was in CPR class the next day. It's happened 4 more times. Luckily, I had a nurse on board each time. So I don't ever want to use the CPR training that I've been given. There's another story here. Let's move it on to something a little bit better than our own, well, we had a big earthquake here in 1886. If you've taken any history tour here in Charleston, you already knew that. This is where the first death occurred. The mantling above your heads also wraps around the front of the building. A piece of it cracked off from the earthquake, struck somebody in the head, bless you. And apparently this ghost and shadow is said to be seen right here on East Bay Street. That was from the previous owner of this bar. His name was Paul, and it was King Rum Bar. Since COVID has moved down to Florida, but he used to tell me stories about how he used to have conversations with Big John after closing, and the bottles would rattle for him. So all kinds of really cool stuff happens around this building. I don't know what they're going to do with it now, but I would love to own it for a Stories in a Cemetery shop, and then rent out the upstairs for a haunted hotel, where everybody gets a ghost kit and a training session with me. So that is the goal for Stories in a Cemetery. Yeah, right? So, you guys ready to go ghost hunting?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
You guys tired of hearing me talk? I hope not.
No.
We've got another hour and a half of this. All Crystal Parks now, so you guys know. Very well known.
Do anything?
Nope.
I don't know what my devices are. Oh, okay. Never mind.
There's somebody in her car. Whoa!
It's coming up something.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. It's like all the way up to the red.
All right, we're gonna go through each piece. Just keep your eye on it. Let's cut those spirit boxes. Let's cut them down. All right. So with every location we go to, not every tool could be active. Every tool could capture something, but I kind of give you the gist of what's going on in each location, so that way you guys know what you're looking and watching. So where are we now? Well, first off, you guys should know that the True Cafe, that white building behind you, the two-story restaurant over there, said that they have a claim that there's a suicidal haunting there. They've asked me to do a full investigation. However, I don't have any titles or land ownership of that building because it used to be a slave home. That kind of stuff is really hard to come by. Really got to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and then make a few phone calls. So I don't have enough history on the place to actually prove that it was a suicide. It did get a little bit of an EMF upstairs. That could probably be debunked with some old wiring. Who knows? I don't even know if I'm going to do the investigation. For your history buffs, right past the Crew Cafe is a stop sign. Everybody picture the peninsula of Charleston in your heads. It was much skinnier back in Revolutionary War times. Excuse me. So ship rolls in from the water, shoots a cannon, lands right at the stop sign. It did find pieces of it there, and it was a neighborhood even back then. No deaths, no tragedies, no paranormal activity, just one of those weird little history nuggets I found and said, hey, that's along my tour, I'm going to show it off. So for my skeptics, but they're usually history buffs anyway, I usually throw that stuff in there. You're going to hear weird little stuff like that from me throughout the night. Where are you now? The Red Barn Lot. This is where we keep the horses for your terror drives. Okay? The horses are inside. So fair warning ahead of time, no labels on that building, and the black spirit box that you have stays away from those windows up there. And if you're gonna go near that area, have it up. So that way they can't hear it. They don't like the static. They will take the scare that the Jesus out of all of us. So it's also the same Red Barn where they kept the horses that delivered milk to Charleston. So if that kind of dates it for you, we're talking 1860s to 1920s. There's a lot that goes on in this lot. It's never the same thing. Every place I take you to is only because I've gotten activity from it in the past, and it hopefully will happen again. It's not going to be the same thing every night. That's what makes my job so interesting and awesome. So let's go down the line. Let's talk about spirit boxes for a second. I already told you guys to cup yours if you're near that window. The spirit boxes on your TV shows are normally, like, they rattle off questions, and Zach Bagans and Aaron get all upset and say, why did you kill this person? And, you know, they get really, really excited about that stuff. That's not how this works. We want answers. We want to be effective. We want to use our spirit boxes with non-yes or no questions. And you're going to ask those questions in a sense that, for example, what color is the barn? You're going to wait 30 seconds and literally listen to your spirit box. If you don't have an answer, ask the same question again. I'm giving you easy stuff. Try to find something you know. How many people are with us? What color is my top? Whatever the question is. But it's a non-yes or no question. Why do I stay away from that? Because you're going to, the first question everybody asks is somebody here. If they say the word houses, you think you heard the word yes. The S and O in the phonetic English language are two of the most common sounds that we have. I didn't show you guys the coolest thing out of what makes this whole tour fun. I use a couple of things myself. I do have a backup EMF meter in case Reagan, in case her battery drains, so in case we need one in a pinch. I do use two different types of spirit boxes on my phone, okay? It does give us a word in the center of the screen randomly, and it will save them to a list. You guys will get this entire list back. 80% of it doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna clear out last night's list. It's the other 15 to 20% that I can verify why it's relevant to the location we're in or something happening within our group tonight. It happens all the time. And it's every night, it's about 15 to 20%. Again, 80% of it doesn't mean anything. It's meant to be a game or a hoax. Okay? Again, electronic devices. The second one that I use is a reverse spirit box. I've already debunked this one. It claimed to be a FM radio station sweep, just like the other spirit boxes that we have out, and it's not. I have enough software to analyze EVP, so I put it in there and flipped it straight again. I wanted to see what it said. It was literally a man and a woman saying random words. That's all it is. But what we hear is complete gibberish. So when I get an actual answer, it comes through in forward motion. And when we get to our next location, I'll play the EVP I caught there a few weeks ago. It's the clearest one I've ever had, and I'll make sense of all of it. But I do want you guys to get a sense of this, because this is why I carry the audio around. I'm so sorry I didn't bring this up over there. Complete gibberish. So has everybody got the gist? Like, it's just garbage. So if something comes through forward. So again, it's going to be on your audio. I keep it pretty close when I'm using it as my communication device. A few weeks ago, I was over at the Pinckney Mansion site talking about a woman from England. I got the term baked beans breakfast, clear as day. The red spirit box gave me I'll fix you, and then that word list gave me the word tea. They were all within 2 minutes of each other. So I'll fix you, baked beans, breakfast, and tea. That's a real breakfast in England in the 1700s. And I'm not, like, you guys want to hear the baked beans breakfast part?
Sure.
Okay. Some people look at me like, really? We're doing more? Can't we just go ghost hunting?
I'm gonna get one.
So I'll play it several times for each part. That's pretty clear. So whenever I hear something on it, I say what I heard, and then I say rewind by 5 seconds. You guys get the audio back in an MP3 format, so you can keep rewinding it, and verifying. But when I get something that there's 3 different pieces, that's all going to be in your analysis. So, where were we? Spirit boxes, you guys got the gist of that. We're going to get a nice slow sweep from you. You have a ton of different materials in this location. You have metal, asphalt, wood, brick, and foliage.
Yeah.
Get used to how that device works. Whereas the thermometers, you're going to be shooting that red laser all over the place except for the windows on the barn to kind of verify what he's seeing on his screen. Do you still have the crosshairs of the temperature on your screen?
Yes.
In the center? Good. All right, so lasers, again, straight down, out maybe 5 feet in front of you. That's a little too far, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Perfect. So you really want to just kind of keep them side by side. Don't cross the streams, you'll get dizzy. And you're also, remember, you're not staring at the dots. You're looking in between there. You're waiting for something to literally go that quick. So that's how that's going to go. We're going to be watching that to see where we actually get some good spikes. So you might want to just stick with the laser folks. Then you guys
You see this top right over there?
spirit boxes, try to stay away from each other.
Yeah, it's the only spot. Good.
Again, I'm going to be bouncing around with all of you guys to try to make sure everybody's on the same page. So I'm going to send the spirit boxes since they know which way they're going. Let's get those spirit boxes up and let's see what we can capture. And then I want to take you, thermal imaging thing guy,
Gotcha.
and kind of show you a few tricks about that. So you can follow me. Lasers, let's get a good spot when we've got one out here. Again, you guys like to see the floor.
Oh, there's a guy coming.
A lot of pictures and all these different
You see him?
Huh?
You see that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah.
All right, so
Alright. I got a spot right there on that barn, but I don't know what it's. See it right there?
yep, that's the other metal.
Okay. So the different metals are different
Correct.
temperatures. Okay.
You got it. So you can also capture thermodynamics in reverse. So what the hell do I mean by that?
I don't
So
know.
thermodynamics law states, and this is a science law, that you can't create or destroy temperature. It can only balance. So if you actually see something growing in heat, okay, it's gone up by 10, 15, 18 degrees in a short amount of time, I'm talking seconds, that means there's a cold spot growing somewhere else. So the temperature's going up here, it's going down over here. I don't want you to look for the cold spot. This is enough proof right here to show me that something is taking the energy from the
Yeah.
cold air and creating more.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because it has to balance.
So if it's getting hotter, look at
It's
the
getting hot. Right.
Okay.
But if you're obviously looking for cold spots, so go ahead and put that thing on my face for a second. So my face should be red and orange because I don't have a mask on.
Yep.
If something blue comes across my face, it's probably going to have a white outline around it. Like that's a cold air spot. It's moving intelligently. And it might not be as big as my hand. It might be a speck.
Yeah.
That's what I would call an orb or a very quick cold spot.
Okay.
So again, we're looking for those kind of things too. You're not going to catch everything on that thing tonight. That's why I watch it in the morning. I'll blow it up on my computer. I got a pretty wide screen.
Gotcha.
And I kind of take a look at things through there. What you're doing to help him out is he just said that he thought that that temperature on that thing was looking pretty cold. So he might say, hey, give me a temperature on that metal. Of course, I'm going to ask you to stay away from all those windows because a red dot could spook the horses. But give him a quick red dot, and you want to just shoot that laser on there for about 2 or 3 seconds and let it sit there. It's kind of the same spot. Kind of verify what he's seeing there. You're going to be off by about 3 to 5 degrees. It's not synced.
Yeah.
But as long as it's relative, I'm usually looking for a 10-degree difference.
Okay.
It's going to start looking blue to you within, I think it's a 5 to 6 degree difference. Then it goes into darker shades of blue until it hits black. That's really where the 15 to 20 degree differences are going to be in those blacks. But again, 10 degrees, I'm excited. I mean, the fact that we actually, sorry, it starts off with a crow. It's one of those apps where, again, it's meant to be a game and a hoax, but I use it because obviously I get things from it.
Gotcha.
All right, let me follow up with everybody else. You guys get some good sweeps. Just basically do a lap around the whole parking lot.
Gotcha.
Is that okay? So the first thing I do is whenever we have anything off the first ring, I look for some type of rhythm pattern.
All right, let's look and see what we got. We got some people over here.
Are you seeing something?
Not really.
What is the girl drinking? Swear to God, it just said water. What is the ball carrying?
Take a temperature of the ground.
What is on my hat?
I said 82. Okay. Yeah.
Can you see the group that's with us?
Okay, let's walk over this way.
How long have you lived in Charleston? Are you from Charleston?
You see anything?
All right, ladies, I'll try to
Catching anything?
Yep. I'm supposed to be looking for like a white dog. Let's go look over here. Man.
Not really. I'm really confused by this thing. I'm gonna blind you. 93.7. Oh. I can't.
Can you sing a Dolly Parton song? Sing Island of the Strangers. Who's a better singer, Dolly or Reba? Who's your favorite country singer? What kind of music do you listen to? Tell me it's not hip hop. I asked it, what is the girl drinking? Thursday water. What is the girl drinking?
It was like in the middle. Right back there.
I already asked that one. It wasn't a cover, I heard that one time a couple of minutes.
What is on my hat?
How many other weird spikes did you come up with?
There were a couple back there,
Okay.
and then it just kind of went away as we walked.
Okay. All right.
And then that's pretty much it.
All right. Let's go learn some true history and find out what we get. Did you find anything weird?
No.
Okay. He's a skeptic. All right, everybody. We're gonna go this way.
Something's gonna happen. You don't believe.
They're gonna take me? I hope
He
they
just
do.
like lifts off the ground.
Ooh. What am I doing?
What? And he goes upside. And they lift him upside down. Man.
What if I would have passed out earlier? If I pass out, don't let him give me CPR.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Mom, look, come here.
If I pass out, don't let him give me
He can
CPR.
hear us. It's just, I won't.
I pass out all the time. I wake up.
Oh my God.
Be careful.
I'm gonna Brandon get you.
You hear me? If I pass out, don't let him give me CPR. I wake up.
Did you get me tripping on that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're all gonna laugh at that later.
Most haunted place I've ever been. Getting a ton. Flight 93 was probably one of the best investigations I've done. Because I went in there not expecting anything. I really did. And I went in there sneaky peek, and I had the spirit box running on mute in my pocket. I had the thermal imaging camera running out of my cargo pocket. My spirit box is on my phone that are running. So, you get something already?
Yeah, it was going around.
Alright, so let's get everybody kind of circled around here. Let's keep those spirit boxes down for just a few minutes. This is a lot of history in this location. And again, I'm going to take you to places, guys, that aren't the prettiest of places. Your other ghost tours want to show you something because you guys don't have tools. So, this is another parking lot. I promise, it's not going to be lots all night long. That's not what this is. So, this is home to Eliza and Charles Pinckney. This was their mansion. This is where Baked Beans breakfast occurred. Okay, so you guys all listened to that EVP earlier. So here's how the story went down. Your EMF is, now that I know it's going to start from the beginning, it's probably going to go nuts like that through your whole time here. So we're going to be watching it very, very closely. Here's what actually happened here. Eliza got married to Charles because she didn't want to go back home to England to go visit her father, who thought he was dying. She got married, became a U.S. citizen, and stayed here. So what happened after that is Dad got better, and then he started sending gifts over from England. One of those gifts happened to be the plant indigo. You guys have been driving around town. Some of you live here. You know the word indigo is pretty prominent around here. What is indigo? It makes a blue dye that makes our blue jeans blue. We still use it today. It's a pretty big deal. Now, the profitable part of that crop actually started right where you're standing. Her garden was lined up with that first tree right there. So, they had to move it when it became a cash crop, when our rice plantations went downhill, and that's pretty much what saved Charleston from becoming a slum city. She was also the businesswoman that sold it overseas. That's a huge deal. I'm talking 1700s businesswoman. This woman has done way more than what I'm going to be telling you tonight, and there's tons of books written about her. But that's a pretty big deal. Also keep in mind that Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles, and they had a nephew named Charles. There's 3 Charleses. The son and the nephew signed our Constitution. So that's a pretty big deal. But again, I hate politics. That's why I talk about Eliza more. Especially this year. This year sucks for politics, right? We're all watching a bunch of crap on TV and Facebook. But anyway, Eliza, a couple weird things about her that we can ask on your spirit boxes. She was the second wife named Eliza. Am I boring? I'm sorry. I seen the big yawn. She was the second wife named Eliza from Charles. So, way to go, Chuck. You screwed that one up.
He's the smartest man alive.
There was also a pretty big age gap between the two of them, too. So, Eliza was pretty young. What was I going at? Oh, she goes by her maiden name to try to keep the two Eliza names differentiated. So, try to find out what that maiden name was. They had 4 kids, only one was a daughter. Try to find out what the daughter's name was. So I also want you all to keep in mind that when these spirit box teams are asking questions, that answer can go anywhere. It can go to your audio, my audio, the spirit boxes, or another spirit box. It doesn't matter. I often will ask a random question that I'm not giving you clues to, and if you turn around and say, "What's Republican?" I'm like, I just asked Charles to tell me what party he was part of. and he was part of the Jeffersonian Republican Party. That gives you validation that I asked the question and the answer came up over there. Does that make sense to everybody? They don't care which box they touch. They don't even know what boxes you're holding. They're just talking. And a lot of times we get intelligent answers out of here. You can also ask, and I'm going to give you this one just because the word already came up, what happened to the mansion is it caught fire during the big fire of 1861. Right second floor up from that corner. That's a big hot spot for my spirit boxes, so you guys can fight over that. Since I usually wait to see who's going to take it, and if nobody does, that's where I go. So here's what's going to happen around here. Obviously, you guys are going to pick your spots and kind of find out what kind of information you can gather based on the questions I ask. You can ask your own questions if you want. I'm just giving you examples. A nice full sweep on thermal imaging camera. Again, you're going to learn a lot about what car thieves do for a living, because you're going to be able to tell which car's been here the longest based on its temperature. Lasers can be sensitive to car alarms. It's happened twice on my tour. I don't like to rush a group out of an area because a car alarm's going off. So let's keep the lasers off the vehicles. No pictures of vehicles either, so kind of keep that down and low. As far as the EMF goes, everybody kind of take a look. I'm curious to see if it's going to work tonight.
It just stayed on red for a solid like 6 seconds.
Take a look at that light behind you on the back of 5 Church Street.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Hold up your, stand up here with me for a second. Come on, we're going to put you on display. Hold that up like you're going to take a selfie. Is it in the same rhythm? It's usually about 2 frames off. Why is that? Because the energy that's pulsing out of here is a little weaker over there, so it's going to have a slight delay. Tested it several times, and it's usually about 2 frames off on a video that you can see the same pulses. Pretty crazy, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm going to be watching everybody, of course, but I've kind of given you all specific direction on what we're looking for. So again, let's get you guys spread out a little bit. We're going to spend about 10 minutes here, and I'm going to be doing my spirit box thing so you guys have some extra audio to listen to, and you'll hear my spirit box on that end. So obviously these 2 teams need to stay away from each other, so pick your spots wisely. Go ahead and wrestle up in the corner if you want.
All right.
Last night, our ghost people, our shadow people showed up over there. So, and it came up on the thermal imaging.
Gotcha.
It's all about you. So we'll kind of see what happens up there.
Go find these people.
Go find the people.
Yeah, people. Are you here?
Your fingers are. You're gonna think it's a ghost. It's his finger.
Which wife did you like better?
Don't answer.
Which wife didn't you like? Probably the first one. That's why he got a second one. Smart man. Mr. Charles, will you show yourself?
Oh, they're pretty strong over here. What's the light?
Mr. Charles? Charles? What was Faith? Is that the lady? Eliza.
Or something like that.
Eliza, what was your... Elizabeth, what was your children's name? What was your child's name? Hello. No, we're gonna get something.
Because I want to shoot this gun. I want to shoot this gun. You can hit like crap.
How big was the house that burnt? Oh, there's people coming. People lazy. How y'all doing? A hunting ghost. What is this saying? Billy, yeah.
It's not really.
This is not boring. We're looking for ghosts. He might be in a car. Hello. He might just be hiding.
Have you seen anything? I'm gonna have to check. That's why I recorded it and timestamp it up. So that way, if it says video, I definitely check the video within a few minutes. Thank you. It says Can you tell us what color clothing that woman is wearing that's losing her balance? It just said 68. He's got a cell phone on him if they're not communicating. Can you Google how old Charles Pinkney was when he died? The father? Not Charles Cosworth. Because I heard 68. I love that we can all carry computers and verify on site. It's wonderful. P-I-N-C-K-N-E-Y. Pink me. Great. P-I-N-C-K-N-E-Y. That one there is Charles Cosworth. So type in Eliza Pinkney and it'll tell you, like it'll give you the husband and you can click on him. Because I get them confused all the time, but I recognize that son's picture.
What did you say now?
Eliza Pinkney?
Not big. It's a lot.
Again, 80%. I'm gonna throw it out.
Which wife was your favorite?
Don't do that. We don't provoke.
Oh, okay.
Do not provoke. All right, so down here somewhere it should say where she was married.
We promise.
Yeah,
Come after
click on that name there. Age year there, 1744.
Charles, did you have children? How many of them did you have? Charles, how many children did you have? Charles, how many kids did you have?
At this point, it's a... Okay, Charles, let's move on to another question. How many wives named Eliza did you have? And he's already listening. You still haven't eaten up? You still have a little bit of craziness going on? I see it flashing in the face. Did you guys get anything else when you've been over here?
I want to say I heard fire.
Okay, fire's pretty common up here. Did you hear anything on yours?
No, just...
Again, spirit boxes are not the easiest thing to listen to. That's why I love that one, because it records. So if we don't hear anything all night, it's fine. I'm going to catch it in the morning. Especially in a hot spot like this.
You shouldn't say anything.
What? Alright. Anything weird on our video?
Nope.
Okay. It did give me the word video, that's why I was asking where you were at. So I'll definitely have to check the timestamps against what you caught. Because again, you may not even realize what you got in the background. Just want to give you guys a quick example of what I caught last night while I was here.
You saw that TikTok where that people
Play the video for you.
ghost on their
And it's
TikTok.
really,
Yeah. It's like a thermal sensor thing.
it's short and it's very, very brief. So I'll play it just so you guys get the gist of it. Turn it sideways so everybody can see. Big screen if we can. Alright, so really what we're looking at here is two people who are going to walk along the wall on the other side. It's taken up there in that corner, and that's kind of your point of reference at 5 seconds. So let me wind it back here. So there's going to be two people. There they go. They're orange and red. Then over at 30 seconds, we're going to see two black coming the opposite way. So watch. See how quick it was?
Huh? I didn't see nothing.
It was like little heads bobbing. Am I in there?
Back up to over the wall. Black on the opposite
Oh, wow.
So,
Copy?
again, I clipped that out, put it on our evidence folder.
Y'all see it? Did you guys see?
No.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
You should see stuff like this. Yeah. Back. I'm sorry, I thought
You're
everybody panned around. So two people are going to go past the wall. You're going to see their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're walking normal. Then we're going to skip ahead to here. And there's two black going the opposite direction.
Oh.
Obviously, black is the coldest area.
Yeah.
Those people should have been orange and red. So that was a great catch. And why we even went up to that corner was because the girl said, I swear I just saw two shadows. I'm like, okay. Can you describe them a little bit? She's like, one of them was wearing a hat. I was like,
Charles, how many children
describe
did
the
you have?
hat. Because I have a shadow figure over on that wall in picture format of like the old bowling style hats, like it's round on top and a brim all the way around. She's like, it was wearing like one of those, almost like a top hat, but a little later and later. I'm like, okay, that makes complete sense. I
How
showed
many
them the
sons
picture.
did you have?
That's exactly what they thought. They saw. So that's why we went up there with the video. All right.
Charles, what happened to your house?
So they thought they heard the name Lucas. Lucas is the maiden name of Eliza. So it's Eliza Lucas
We
Payne.
didn't know what it was. We had to go ask.
Okay. Eliza died at the age of 70 from breast cancer in Philadelphia. She's not even buried in Charleston. The daughter's name is Harriet. The house caught on fire right above me. I told you guys that already. I went after Charles while we were working over there, waiting for, I asked him when his birthday was. It's October. And he usually likes to give me October twice because he died in October as well. A few days just before his birthday, right before his 59th birthday.
October what?
October 26th. He died October 26th, was born October 29th. So, I thought I heard 68, so we Googled it real quick, and he died when he was 50, almost 59. So, pretty substantial evidence, I think. We are actually going to move on to the next location. So we're going to walk up East Bay Street. It's about 4 blocks. We definitely want video. It's definitely a masked up area. Definitely a no laser zone. So those of you with lasers, absolutely not on East Bay Street. Spirit boxes, listen to them. Let me know if you hear any names. I'll explain when we get there. It's the same thing with you guys, spirit boxes. I'm listening for names as we walk. I'll explain, obviously, when we get there. Your EMF is gonna go crazy. Here's why. The parking meters, the lines form are under the sidewalk. It's strong enough to give you a good EMF along the way. But this is definitely a no laser zone on East Bay Street on all formats. You guys ready to go hiking?
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's hopefully. Oh, and we also got the word balance when that lady was trying to. Yeah, the drunk lady.
Trying to balance yourself. That was crazy.
Go find your ghost.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
One step up, 3 down. So what do you think? Is this what you thought you were getting yourself into?
No. Wait, a ghost hunt.
Where's my picture taker? I'm sorry, what is your name again?
Connor.
Connor. So when we get to Lodge Alley, I'm going to have you kind of stay in the front because we're going to try to capture some pictures if nobody's down there. Wait, because he's going to turn.
Nope.
Should you get on there cooking?
Flat.
Here's wood. They don't
We're
like
going to be
that.
hitting some cobblestones.
They don't like that.
No, it's just I was worried about you tripping in the alley.
If I do it just because I'm clumsy.
Everything that I try to do, everything happy. If there's anything dark or malevolent or something that we're doing that they don't like, I will move us along.
Mom? Come on, look at me.
We are the most annoying tour group with our spirit boxes and gadgets running around town. Say, not many people keep up with me.
Ha.
Telling machine.
Right, I need it no matter how.
Nobody down there, so just take more than one.
Hello. We're just ghost hunting. Where are you? Woo. There you are.
Alright, let's go ahead and cut those spirit boxes. So I'm not screaming, there's a hotel behind me. So, did we hear anything along the way?
We thought we heard, I said hello a couple times, and we thought we heard hey there,
Okay,
like twice.
well, that's intelligent. We'll take it. It does say the word facts, so we'll see how factual it is. Welcome to Lodge Alley, guys. This is one of the oldest streets in Charleston. Not many tours come down here because, again, it's not really a whole lot to look at, but we're investigating, right? We got tools and stuff to prove some of these stories, prove or not. People used to live here. This is why I was asking you guys for names that you hear. I get two names very common, Benjamin and John, and I do have the full list of every resident that's ever lived on this street to verify it. So, Benjamin and John both lived here at the same time. So, John doesn't always accompany the name Benjamin, but Benjamin comes up quite often. And that's through any of the spirit boxes or my word list. This is a weird alley, because these two buildings that we're leaning on, they weren't here. They were shotgun houses. You shoot a gun through the front and we go out the back. And there weren't many of them. And one gentleman, his name was Alexander. Way to go, Mom, on that one.
Yeah.
That's a jerk name too, right? Change that up. But anyway, he was trying to start like a boarding house, and you can't really do that, so I'm pretty sure the city denied that. But Alex comes up from time to time as well. This is also where the Masons used to meet. So hot, sticky nights for Charleston in the middle of summertime, these guys are down here in suspenders, talking business. But they did do an archaeological dig in between these clay bricks. They're all uneven. None of them are the same shape or size. These are all handmade bricks. And they did find some of the people that lived here as tools, their silverware, little pieces of their clothing, and they considered them lower class. I want you to also think, I told you guys the peninsula was much skinnier, right? So those buildings down there weren't there. The smell of low tide coming through here is probably the worst. It's probably not pleasant to live here at all. So again, I also have their occupations of the people that lived here. So it's interesting when I get the word grocer or mariner or seamstress, because those were true occupations during those times. So, and if a name comes along with it, then I can usually match it up. Getting a lot of words here. I'm not sure if any of them actually match up or not. And I'll also tell you guys, if I can't verify it on the tour and give you guys verifiable evidence, I usually don't say anything, but a lot of times I get texts back from you guys saying, hey, those two words, my cat's name is Radar, and it'll have cat and radar in there. So it's almost like it knew something about that specific person. And that's a literal instance. Like, that has happened before. And I use that one because they're easy words to remember. But we're going to walk through here pretty slowly. Just keep in mind the hotel behind me, every hotel in downtown Charleston has claims of ghosts. They won't give me free rooms to validate them. So I'm not going to endorse any of them until I prove them right or wrong. Hopefully in January when I start knocking on doors again, I'll get some more locations that I'm actually staying in. But you guys have all been asking really great questions. You guys have been doing really well as far as like diving into this. You guys have heard some great words on your spirit boxes. You haven't caught anything on your video yet, but
Nope.
I'm going to definitely be looking into the Pinckney Mansion site for that. And we're definitely getting some activity. So again, it's not always that super scary in the moment that a ghost touched you and all of that. Nobody's ever been touched on my doors, just so you guys know. Never. It's just one of those things. It's a misnomer. It's the ghost hunting shows that are blowing that stuff up for me. But we're going to walk through slowly, definitely get us a nice slow sweep. Connor, if you can get us some pictures going the opposite way once we all exit. Once we get to the edge of this, we will be in another no laser zone because it is residential. Those are people's homes. If you guys wanted pictures of that kind of thing from our way of life and living down here, by all means, to make them quick. People get a little weird about us taking pictures of our houses. But we're going to go learn about another pretty common spot, and that's Philadelphia Alley. So, but again, I love this alley. It's pretty cool. Just it's hot, so I don't try to stay here too long. So, but everybody watch your step. Definitely get a nice, good video on there.
Gotcha.
I've caught shadow people here before too. Do you need a light?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just clumsy.
I go through probably 8 pairs of shoes a year doing this job, just because of this alley. It's so uneven. I just have to go shoe shopping again. This is a great picture spot too. If you wanted to pull it tile, right there on the side. Who's here with us?
What's your name? I just heard Benjamin. What is your name? What's your name? What is your name? Can you tell me your name? What is your name?
First thing job. What I got.
We heard it back there for his name. What is your name? Who's here with us? Benjamin, who are you with?
How you doing?
Benjamin, are you with somebody else? What is your name? Who else is here? Ben, is somebody else here with you? How many people are here? Benjamin, how many people are here?
Y'all heard something?
Not really. We did when we were walking.
Oh.
You heard it, right? I'm not like hearing things.
No, I heard it too. I thought it was saying injury like that.
My friend's name's Ben.
Now I'm validated because I'm not going crazy for
Hey, where'd they go? Maybe they're in the window.
Well, my son's name's Ben. What is my son's name? They all heard it. What's my son's name? Ben.
That was unreal.
No, it is real. That's the whole point of this.
I know, I was just like,
Let's move in a little further.
you heard it.
So, guys, this is another great touristy spot to take a great picture of St. Philip's. Pretty close. Did one of you guys just flash the grid pen?
No.
I got the word green. That's why I was asking if it accidentally flashed.
Well, I mean, it's been on green forever. I changed hands with it. Put my phone out with a picture.
I just didn't know if it flashed because a lot of times, I told you guys I'll ask
My
odd
fingers
questions.
were resting here and the little ball's right there, so I wasn't even.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask. For example, those odd questions that pop up, like, hey, tell me what color the dots are on the ground. Like, that's an easy one. Obviously, it looks like color green is a thing, but I haven't asked that at all tonight, so it must be just one of those 80% words.
Wow.
All right, so we are standing outside of Philadelphia Alley. I usually tell the story out here because it's a very popular ghost. It's usually the ending spot for all other ghost tours. I'm sorry if you've already heard this story, but you guys actually have tools and gadgets to prove it, of what actually happens down here. So, this place used to be called Dueler's Alley. So as in like take 20 paces, turn and shoot kind of duels.
Yeah, I know this place.
So, Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd moved down here from Rhode Island. Keep those initials in mind, R.I. They show up on his spirit boxes often. And it also comes up in the story again later. So, the doctor moved down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. And the attorney handling the money said, no, the two of you aren't getting married. Send the doctor away. Let's prove that he's not just after your money. So the doctor moves to Charleston. The coachman that brings him into town set him up to be robbed and killed. Not a very good start to his stay in Charleston. So a gentleman walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs, initials R.I. So again, I never know if it's about the doctor or Ralph himself. When it does pop up, it says, you don't want to stay here, let me take you somewhere else. I know where there's a room for rent. It takes him to 59 Church Street, which is about 1.5 miles from here. So the two become friends, and Ralph is just a regular Charlestonian. He's an attorney, but he's just a normal folk, okay? So the doctor's practice starts taking off. He's making lots of money. Amanda's going to be moving down soon. He becomes known as the Whistling Doctor because he whistled because he was pretty happy. So if you Google the Whistling Doctor, you get a much more detailed story. I'm giving you enough for your spirit boxes and evidence for your tour. So anyway, the two used to go see plays together, but they couldn't sit near each other because they were in different parts of society. The doctor's doing really well, and Ralph is just from here. So imagine going to the movies with your friends, and you can't sit next to them because they make more money than you. Kind of sucks. But anyway, they used to talk about the play on the way home, and one night they're talking about the new actress in town. The doctor loves her. Ralph does not. It turns into an insult party on the doctor's fiance back home. So the two get pretty mad at each other, and they go their separate ways. Now, I told you Ralph is from here. He has ties. So he puts a big ad in the paper of what a disgrace the doctor is to the city of Charleston. He's not from here. He takes all our money. He's too expensive. So yada, yada, yada. The doctor rebuttals with, let's go to Dueler's Alley and settle this. Now, the loser of a duel is normally what?
Dead.
Dead, right? So straight ahead of me, which is another reason why I bring you guys to this spot, not only for the picture, but on the far wall over there is a doorway. The loser, the dead guy, will be picked up by the onlookers, taken through the courtyard, over to the cemetery, where there's already a pre-dug grave for the loser, dropped in, throw some dirt on them, they go celebrate the winner with a pint. So here's what happened with the doctor and a Rob stool. They come down here, they take their 20 paces, they turn, the doctor points his gun in the air, and he shoots. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just wanted to make a point. However, Rob takes 2 shots below the knees on the doctor. The doctor drops. He didn't die, so he can go through the doorway. His friends pick him up and they carry him home, 1.5 miles from here. He dies 10 days later. What's the moral of the story? Don't get engaged to somebody named Amanda. Just making sure you all are paying attention.
Gotcha.
The moral goes, or the story, as you walk through the alley, they say you can hear the doctor's whistles. This is this quiet, day or night, no matter what day of the week it is. This is what it sounds like. It's this quiet. You might hear a car passing by here and there, but not much. I have 2 that I cannot debunk in the 1.5 years I've been doing this. Now, we have a lot of hecklers here in Charleston. They all know the story. Whenever they walk by Philadelphia Alley, I just gave you a fake one to put up against. It's not going to be that loud. If you want to turn your volume up, especially if you're listening in the car, crank it. Listen to that very faint whistling in the background. They also say you can hear the gunshots. I've yet to catch any gunshots on the audio. So it's another reason why I record this whole thing for you, so you can test it both ways. You can listen to your spirit boxes along the way, but keep them at a somewhat of an even level, so that way you're not interfering with the audio on my end. Plus, there are residents at the end of this. Their address is Philadelphia Alley. Pretty cool. Pretty expensive homes. The other piece of nugget of history about here, other than the death gate, is at the end of this alley, the bricks are going to get older. These up here have been renewed and refreshed in the 1990s. You're going to see that they're got much easier or more solid edges, I guess is the right word. Those down there were sun-dried by slave kids. They still have their fingerprints in the bricks, and we have 1 full handprint. And when you take a look at the handprint, again, it's outside somebody's home. You guys want a picture of it, have your cameras ready. But that handprint, that thumb, actually overlaps into the next brick, which means that that kid probably had to put that brick in there wet and did a screw you, I don't want to do this anymore. So it is very weird to see this. It's not a proud part of our history, but it's still there. That's another Ford, so you guys can tell. But again, it's outside somebody's home. If we can get a clear shot of pictures without people in it, Miss Connor, then let's do that. I want to wait a second for the noisemakers to get out of our way. It's probably going to be a no. Now, last night, my guy had a megaphone out here. Do you want to know what I said on my audio? And I hope it went to Bulldog. That's actually illegal. Tour guides cannot carry megaphones. It's noise ordinance. Pretty strict rules down here for us. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to that gate, and I'm going to make a nice creaky sound for you guys, for your audio, because it's creepy. And then we're going to cut through and make a left. So if there's nobody to the left, Connor, take some pictures. There you go. Sorry, I'm looking at faces going, where did she go? We're not going to be able to do it because they're right here.
But that also meant that they did these early in the morning and late at nighttime. So, if you got challenged to a duel, you had 2 options. One, you can do block or you can press the light.
Let's let Connor get some really cool pictures. I do get a lot of orbs down here, so let's get at least 2 of them nice and still for me. It's a pretty popular spot. This is another great picture spot if you stand as far back, because then you can get this in there and the steeple. You know what I'm saying? That was another great picture shot. Actually, for anybody who wants to, it's a great tourist spot. So with your cameras on your phone, make sure the flash is on so you can read the time. On yours as well. So,
Yeah. What was the dude's name?
for everybody that wants to see that, you want to stand back as far as you can.
Where's the handprint? That's what I was looking for. I think it's down there, that in the house. Why am I lizard?
It's like you already have your own message, and I want to slow you down with the questions, right? I can't do it.
Oh.
See? And right here. You can't come in there.
So, the end of this alley is...
I don't want to catch it.
All right, we're gonna. What was the dude's name, Connor?
Which one?
The doctor or the.
I don't remember. Stop. Picture time. I see the bread. Me too. Is it on the house?
I don't think so.
So if you guys are standing right on top of some of the fingerprints, just so you guys know, and they're all the way up. So just fingerprints, and they get a little bit more defined as you move up. Somebody's house. There. These ones up here, pretty prominent. Make sure you guys are showing it to everybody behind because I think they're missing some of the fingerprints.
Where?
And that handprint is right here. So I'm going to duck around the corner while everybody kind of gets a quick glimpse at it.
Mama. Here's the handprint.
There you go. You got it. We're actually going to get down one more building. Mine's all covered too.
Yeah.
Most of it is in here. Alright, let's just get moving along here a little bit further so we can get the gist of this. Alright, so we've got one last building we're going to take a look at. I want to thank you guys. You guys did a really great job. You captured a lot of stuff. Definitely heard a lot there that was kind of passed over and you guys got mixed in, which was good. this particular story is it's a touch and go. It's either it's all in or it's all out. So the building behind you used to be a cotton warehouse. The last person who had it as a cotton warehouse, his name was George Poirier. George inherited the business from his dad. Clueless. Didn't have a clue he was got himself into a bunch of debt really quick. He moved those inheritance very quickly. And we also had boll weevil in town. It's a bug that eats cotton. So he's screwed. He's got to get out of the business altogether. So what does he do? He actually decides he's going to sell his entire crop to the British. He doesn't want to put the Americans with the boll weevil. So the ship rolls up. Again, right across from this building is where Pineapple Park is. Are they scary?
Yeah.
What is it?
What color was he on the camera? You missed it. Come on, Bing. So, anyway, the Bendu in Pineapple Park wasn't there because, again, Peninsula is skinnier. So he watches the British ship rolls up. They unload all of the cotton by horse and buggy by these really cool garage doors in the back here, and he's watching the whole thing. Once the ship is loaded with all the cotton, somebody gets too close to it with a pipe, which means the whole ship caught fire and everybody died. He watches the whole thing. He's already depressed because his dad's gone. He doesn't have enough money to pay off his American debts with the British money, and now his father's legacy is gone. So he piles up all the furniture, captain's chair on top, swings a noose from the rafter, and hangs himself right there on the spot. The newspaper kid found him the next morning. They came down to sell his papes. Sees the swinging body, runs back to the press to put it in the paper. So, they say you can see the shadow of a swinging corpse from the second story window. Actually, they say the third story. Every time I ask if it's the third or the second, my answer always come up with the number 2. Some way, shape, or form. 2, second, those kind of things. Runner up, you name it. Whatever it is, it's always the number 2. So, our camera cannot see through glass. We are looking for those blue windows to turn a darker blue or black. And it's going to be out of unison because as you move your camera, it's going to be in unison with all those windows. I'm looking for one of those panels to turn a darker blue. We also want plenty of pictures, Ms. Connor, from the second story. You guys can move across the street if you'd like. You don't have to, but it's right there on the corner, on the rounded edge, and then the first 2 windows on the second floor that is on East Bay Street. Now, hang on, I'm going yet. Yeah, you're excited now, huh? You got something to do. We have another ghost that likes to accompany us when we're looking at this building. 2 blocks up from where we came out of Philadelphia Alley is a restaurant called Reuben's Porch. Some of you have already probably eaten there. Zoe St. Amand, that was her house. Zoe likes to pal around with us. So I never know if she's coming along or not. She lived there with her sister Elizabeth, and Zoe was a school teacher. So I'm giving you clues of things to listen for on your spirit boxes along the way. I want you all to keep in mind at the back of this Wagner building is condos. So we're going to somewhat try to keep it down. No offense, kind of a loud talker. I think we've all kind of seen that. So we're going to kind of keep it down and kind of listen in. This is almost a muffler. When we get to the front, it's going to be very hard to hear the spirit boxes. It's Sunday night. It's not going to be too busy with traffic. But we're going to wait for those pieces of spirit box audio to come through, see what you guys capture, let them keep recording, and obviously we definitely want some film there.
Oh yeah.
As far as your EMF, it's going to go crazy again because of the parking meters, so you're not going to pay it any mind. We're going to do a little test with your infrared thermometer when we get to the front. Yes, did you? So the peak of that building in the back, you guys see the peak in the front or in the back here? In the front of the building is actually covered in stone. There's the same type of stone inlaid into the brick about 5 feet below it. At times, we don't have much of a breeze tonight. It can be all the way up to a 30-degree difference in temperature. I don't have an explanation. Those are usually the nights, too, that I get a lot of chatter on all the spirit boxes. I would expect, at any night, non-breezy, to be about 7 to 12 degrees difference because we're going to get some breeze off the water. That makes sense. If it goes above 20 degrees, I get excited. That's like, okay, we definitely have something on your recordings. So that's where we're really going to start diving in. I didn't really get anything while I was telling this whole story, which was surprising. So we'll see what actually comes up. Oh, by the way, Zoe's going to give us words, not restaurants, which are 3 syllables. It's going to be food, eat, table, spoon, fork. Very simple words. Her name is also spelled Z-O-E. That's how I know it's her. I get her about twice a month on average. So again, it just depends. Get the word hair. I don't know if that means anything, but we'll find out. So we're going to cross legally twice, walk alongside of the building. be somewhat quiet, listen until we get to the front of the building, then we're going to take some film and see what we can.
Gotcha.
Okay, already. Okay, George. Tell me what happened to your ship. What happened to the ship? George, I want you to tell me what happened to the ship with all your cotton on it. George, it flew up. Rewind by 5 seconds. George, rewind by 3 seconds. George, what was on the ship? I need you to put the word cotton or crop on the screen for me. Put it on the box that I'm holding. The blue light. I heard Nick again. Rewind by 5 seconds. Ash. Fire. Yes. Rewind by 5 seconds. Zoe, what does your house look like? So your video is going to start. I need that window above that crest there. Then these next two windows. Nice slow pans of them. We want to see if anything's changing in there. I did get the word Ash. I heard the name George. And I also heard my name twice. So it's common. I'm here twice a night, every night of the week. So my name showing up is not uncommon. I'm sorry, did I make you mad? Did you guys hear anything on yours? What is it? Food? Funny, you were getting things from Zoe, I was getting things from George. Because I had Ash, George, and then my name came up twice.
I also heard she was here.
Perfect. What did you hear on yours? Anything? We just got Zoe here.
No. What if I can go across the street?
I want to go across the street. Where?
Over the street.
Ooh.
Go down to the next one that looks just like it, right there. A little breezier.
Can I go across? when it doesn't record. You get some good pictures. See when it gets camera. Can I walk across the street and record from that side?
Yeah, that's what I said. You can go across here if you want.
Gotcha.
Jaywalking.
Wait.
Where we started?
Oh, wait. No, not quite.
Because we started about 5 minutes that way. So, I mean, I got to obviously go back to my
That part
vehicle.
close to the pineapple.
Oh,
So that's
yeah.
That's right.
Just straight ahead.
Yeah.
y'all are parked on this.
Right.
Yeah,
Parked on that.
we'll park back down that way.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for something to pop out, like a head or
You
something.
ever got nut, huh?
Yeah.
Nut and honey. I don't know, maybe he'll find something. Rawr!
Oh, he's behind you. Oh, he is. It's a black.
Can I get a kiss?
The baby kissed him.
I think it was Tim. Oh, Chandler would have done
Tim Burton.
My feet hurt. Well, I'm
Mine
hungry.
too, baby.
I meant little Timmy. So I hope we can like
I
go
can't even-
through
can't
Mickey
even close my
D's and
eyes.
get a fries.
I know.
Look how swollen it is.
I was sitting here doing this earlier because mine was like swelling up too. Yeah.
Yours is swelling too.
Well,
It feels like I just woke up and like I can't make a fist.
it's a little tight.
Yours tight too.
I mean,
I
not
got
like
you.
yours, but
Mine's
but ours.
swelled up. Look how big it is. See how big mine is?
Like mine's not as bad as his, but I feel like
I got baby hands. Look at my ring on my finger.
Oh yeah.
My arms are tired.
I bet.
Will you rub my feet when I get back?
He gave you the right tool, didn't he?
I've been holding this thing for an hour and 42 minutes.
What?
I want to go stop by Mickey D's, get me some french fries and die.
You'll rub my feet when I get back.
We drive the same vehicle. The girls, we going somewhere. We going somewhere. The girls. The girls.
I didn't hear what you. Yes, right.
So, I
What's your
want
brother's feet?
I want you to rub my feet.
That has changed.
I did last time.
I know. You can rub mine.
I think it's Maggie.
Oh. I don't know.
I did it for a long time too.
I like Woo!
Did you see that white thing on his face?
I'm hungry.
Well, I got
No, he's got his device. Although he wants
what
it.
do you want?
Food.
McDonald's dollar menu. Reagan and Maggie have got tired again too.
Oh my God.
I'm ready to eat my food and go to sleep.
I'm ready for a bath. Like the back of my neck is sweated with my hair over it. My hair is fuzzy.
No, you're not.
My face is oily.
Taylor pulled out.
And my hair's fuzzy.
He's gonna hear that on there. He was playing that earlier and it was creeping us out.
Wouldn't that be something if we heard that other song while we were walking with that?
Look at the music video.
What is it?
Can you tell?
It's like a horse. Did you hear
It
that?
did, didn't it?
This place looks like a horse is walking.
Listen. Maybe he jumped off the roof.
No, he was hanging by a moose.
You know, that would be really creepy if you did walk by and all of a sudden
That'd be pretty sad if when he jumped that the rope broke and he was like,
Jump it.
Can't do this again. My arm's getting tired.
someone's on
So there's a bookstore in Somerville that has
Yeah.
my books. And they're already signed up there. I do a lot of book signings up there. So
Sorry, Mika. I'll make that.
it's about 35 miles, or 35 minutes inland, like straight up 26. He's still filming. Let's get that camera off your hand.
Oh, okay.
The only expensive piece we got. I give it to the skeptic. Did you get anything good?
I don't know.
Do I have to splice anything together? Doesn't look like it.
No.